What's up, guys? This is the 2024 ADV Championship between it's the finals between EG SATO and Whitebreadwithcheese. We've got a good start with the Medicham, getting a nice chunk of Suicune, getting a little bit of chip on Zapdos. I haven't seen these yet, so it should be pretty exciting to see how it turns out. Ooh, the Snorlax gets a body slam, but Metagross was prepared with alum, so presumably that's why it switched in. Or was comfortable switching in, rather. So it's looking pretty good for Metagross. I'm not sure if it's going to be a kill. Yeah, Magneton takes that pretty easily and should be able to take out the Metagross here. So I'm not expecting a Scarm on Whitebreadwithcheese team, but Magneton got a bit of value anyway, so that's always really nice. It's just going to sack it now, which is fine. Like, not everybody does that, but when I play, I do it personally. So I like it at least. Well, here's a freeze on the Snorlax, and depending on how well this Snorlax is going to, how long it's going to take, that could really switch momentum of this game. Because I don't see a lot of easy switch-ins for it here. Like maybe on the Suicune, maybe on the other Snorlax, kind of. It is still at full health. But as you see here, it looks like it's just not using it right now, maybe later. Suicune is back in, chip healing a bit. Ooh, and that's a Hydro Pump miss. So that's the Suicune almost gone. So it's really looking in EG Sato's favor. And another Hydro Pump miss on an agility. So that's extremely painful. It looks heavily in EG Sato's favor. 2 months gone. Snorlax Ice Beams. So yeah, why not explode? You're way ahead. It's not like this Metagross had great matchups anyway. Especially with the Magneton on the other side as well. Medicham's back in. Doesn't do too much to Mence, is just gonna have to go back out. Ooh, and the Snorlax here, so it's starting to look a little bit more equal. The Medicham's gonna be pretty hard to get back in. It's a 3 for 3 here. Oh, and it crits too. So that momentum just switched insanely quick with a couple crits. With a good predict, I think that was. I'm not entirely sure. But Medicham gets a Snorlax. I don't know if Snorlax was just meant to be a sack. And it's just Suicune now, so it's pretty healthy. Like, I don't know if that's Ice Beam maybe. Yeah. And it just comes down to the Magneton, I suppose. I don't know how this pans out. I guess we'll see. An Ice Beam just to get the freeze, so I guess EG Sato know how it was gonna work out. Yeah, an interesting end game, an interesting game with just lots of twists and turns, like lots of luck as well, lots of misses. So definitely interesting to watch. Calls out to withdraw for the Scarm. Perhaps it was easy to expect on just another Fire Blast, so just gets a little bit of pursuit. So that's pretty nice. It's the little things that can win games once in a while. 4 is pretty low, but gets the spike gone, and Scarm is pretty low as well. Gets his own spike, but I think there's going to be a spinner in the back, so this Fury better get out and maybe get healed up with a bit of chip healing or something, because otherwise this spike is not going to stick. Yeah, there's a wish, so perhaps Fury can get healed up again. Or the rest of this team could be so offensive that it's not necessary, but Yeah, I suppose we'll see. There's a pursuit sword to get the Gengar off if necessary, so that's nice for keeping the spike on. And we see just a couple of standard turns like Gengar, Blissey, 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 and then someone's gonna switch, or it's gonna be still for a little bit. You get these little lulls sometime. Yeah, heal, wish, not too much going on. ADV SATO has a little bit of a stall team, it seems. And I'm just going to skip through the Blissey turns here because that just kills me. And here's a chance for Fortress to heal up a bit on the Scarm with a drill pack. So you can see why drill pack is so useful for the forward here, because otherwise the forward would have just healed back up almost to half, I think, anyway. Gengar takes a little bit of damage, but it has the HP, of course, and it's just going to harass the Scarm a little bit. It's going to move out into the Blissey. Gengar is going to taunt, but Blissey, I don't know if that was expected, but it's definitely nice to get the Gengar a bit lower. And the crit, it would have survived that. It could have been wished up. So that crit was quite meaningful. But at the same time, this Dug Trio, and it's dead, but the Blissey is dead too. So White Bread is going to heal the 4-up just a little bit and get it out again in favor of the Blissey. So if I'm seeing this right, so there's no Gengar anymore. There's no Blissey. 4 is slowly healing up and gets drill packs again, but at least keeps the spikes off every time. I'm going to skip a little bit because we've seen this mostly. Scarm is just going to go for drill pack, another rapid spin. There's spikes up now, but I have to assume that there's a spinner in the back here somewhere. Bliss on Scarm. T-Tar on Scarm. Just spiking up again. So this 4 is not coming back in. So this is over. Yeah, with that second spike, it definitely was over. He just said so. Definitely saw that correctly, I think. Or that was Whitebreadwithcheese. That's the forfeited, I believe. Magnets on turn 1, so there's a win for Magneton lovers, Scarm haters. I'm not one personally, I enjoy Scarm. Just because the spikes speed up the game. Here's a T-Tar into Charizards. I assume it's faster then? Yeah, and the Charizard just goes out. I suppose it didn't really have something to hit the T-Tar with. Here's a Celebi into Swampert, so Swampert's gonna have to move out into his own Celebi, so his games are a little bit slower. Leech Seed doesn't do too much. And back into Charizard, so definitely a good moment to have Charizard against the Celebi. Ooh, it's just going to stay in with a slow baton pass into Gyarados, so that's really nice. You don't often see Gyarados doing too much. Ooh, and the burn. Oh, that's painful. So right now it's just at plus a half. So that totally nullified that Gyarados that could have done so much. Sato says, my bad, and Whitebreadwithcheese says, no, it's alright. In Spanish. Gara gets Metagross. I don't know how high health it was. And that was the end of it. So it got a little bit done, but without that burn, it would have just been super over. As you can see from how much damage it did without the Gara. Without the burn, I mean. I can't translate it in Spanish, sorry. I know what it means. So here's the meta going up again. I assume we can kill the Charizard here, but it just goes out into Arrow. Yeah, and Charizard just does a flamethrower, so. But it's going to have to come out here. Just a hidden power flying into the Swamperts. And there's a Hydro, so this is looking over. I don't think the Metagross, like, it might take the Swamperts, but it's just Charizard after that. At least it's faster with a speed boost. I assume Earthquake would kill Swampert here, but there's also the Celebi, and I don't think it's going to be able to do too much against it, unless it has some crazy tech. So that Gara really stealed the game. Like, that was quite insane. Like, the burn on the Gara, like, would have been super over otherwise. Just the last chance for T-Tar, but with that Giga Drain with the Leech Seed, it looks like it's gonna be pretty over pretty soon. Yeah, White Bread with Cheese, that's a good game. Like, Swampert's way too healthy to do anything against it. Otherwise, it's going to die to the Leech Seed anyway. So definitely an interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad to have covered it. And yeah.